Hey, aren't you that homeless guy from last week?
Why, yes I am.
You know, I camp out under the bridge down by the corner. I make 20 bucks an hour.
And how do you make that much money in just an hour?
I do some things, know some people, do a little of this, little of... little of
that. Okay, just... What are you doing here?
Well, business improved, the economy is looking good, so I was able to make enough money to afford tuition to UVA.
And how did you get accepted?
Let's just say they were taken with my extracurricular activities.
Okay. Well, welcome to Hoosnews. I'm Betty.
I'm Alex.
Other hand.
Views and News. The Virginia Film Festival, hosted by the College of Arts and Sciences, took place earlier this month. Students were delighted when the star of Ferris Bueller's Day Off came to visit. Our correspondent, Matt Hensel, got an exclusive interview with Matthew Broderick and the director of his new film, Josh Golden.
I'm Matthew Hensel for Hoosnews. I'm here with Matthew Broderick and the writer-director of Wonderful World, Josh Golden. I'm very sorry. Our president's retiring next year, so if either of you guys are interested, we're not going to say no to you guys.
Go president.
So, about Wonderful World, I just came and saw it, but would you guys like to give kind of a very brief, summary, synopsis?
It's a comic fable about the most negative man in the world. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That was the worst interview I've ever seen.
Okay, so it could have gone better, but he had a question and answer session after the new screening of his movie, which went fairly well, until some jackass interrupted it by jumping on stage.
You're dead to me. And I want my shirt back.
An email has been circulating warning students about a man in a wheelchair following women home on Rugby Road. We here at Hoosnews have some tips for ladies that are worried about being stalked by a differently abled man. Number 1, whenever possible, head for hills or stairs. Changes in elevation are the wheelchair's natural enemy. Number 2, if you are being followed, run in a serpentine pattern. Sharp turns are the wheelchair's natural enemy. Number 3, if all else fails, scatter thumbtacks behind you. Thumbtacks are the wheelchair's natural enemy.
The Trojan Condom Company gave the university a sexual health GPA of 2.94. Scoring was based on the trimming of the south lawn, the enlargement of woody dorms, and the accessibility of Cock Hall.
To appreciate the comforts of the university bubble, we now take a look outside. Last week marked the 20th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. In honor of this event, U2 held a free concert in Berlin. Apparently lacking any sense of irony, U2 put up a wall around the venue to keep more people from watching the concert. The band has received little criticism, however, as most Berliners agree that being subjected to 2 hours of Bono is far worse than decades of Russian oppression ever were.
More bad news for music fans. Steven Tyler quit Aerosmith, Aha broke up, and Creed got back together.
And now on to our special segment, Cat News!
Cat News!
A new trend is sweeping Great Britain in which owners put wigs on their cats. These kitty wigs supposedly help reflect the personality of the owner. That is, the personality of a bathrobe-wearing, middle-aged woman who has nothing better to do than to take pictures of her dozens of wigged cats.
It has been reported that a cat was diagnosed with swine flu. How did they know it got swine flu? The pig next door was diagnosed with cat chlamydia.
And finally, comedian Cat Williams was arrested for trespassing and burglary. Guess you could say he was a cat burglar. Meow.
And yet Carlos Mencia is allowed to walk free. Tragic. The Large Hadron Collider, a particle accelerator in Switzerland, was shut down for the 3rd time this month. Some scientists have theorized that the Higgs boson particle, whose discovery is the eventual goal of the accelerator, is capable of time travel and has gone back in time to prevent its own discovery.
That's absurd.
I know, right? Like, next thing you know, they're going to say that the particle is going to go back in time and stop people from even talking about it.
Levi Johnston, the baby daddy of Bristol Palin, is filing for joint custody. Honestly, the only way they could endanger this baby more is if they slathered him in barbecue sauce and dangled him in front of Britney Spears. But on a personal note, I'd let him slather me in barbecue sauce any day.
Several people who were recently charged with possession of child pornography have claimed that they were framed by a PC virus. The defense is that it's humanly impossible to go to 40 porn sites in 1 minute. We here at Hoosnews accept that challenge. Laptop. Betty, stopwatch. Go!
I'm on it. Well, that's it for this episode. Tune in next time when my co-host will somehow be worse than a homeless pedophile. That's it for this week's episode. Fuck.
You don't deserve to wear the uniform.
Am I committing to this?